Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon, and before I get going in this video, I just want to say, first off, you'll notice everything looks different. Tominator made an excellent comment in the last video. I do read your guys' comments, and he said, you should change it to like a space background to sort of fit your theme. So I edited my banner, and now it's like a space background. I really like how that looks. It's really awesome. I was never a huge fan of the blue background. I did think it was always a little ugly, but I didn't know what else to put in the background. But the only thing that was awkward is I usually have a black border around my face camera here and the video over there, but the black doesn't really work with the space background. So I'm trying orange because I took an art class, you know, that's complementary to blue. So we're gonna keep trying different colors behind my camera until we find something we're like, that's it, that's the color we want behind the camera. So before we get going in the video, comment down below what color you think would look good for the borders to match with this space background, because we're going to keep experimenting till we figure out something that works. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about something I see on the subreddit a lot, and it's people complaining that we're getting too many characters in Marvel Strike Force. And I'm going to be blunt. Personally, I think that is one of the worst complaints I've ever heard for a video game in my entire life. That's sort of like going into a restaurant and, you know, this restaurant serves every type of food you can imagine, and you're complaining, there's too much on this menu. Just because I can't order everything, I don't want as much stuff on this menu as you have. I want you to give me less options, you know? Like, you're complaining that the devs are working too much on this video game. I mean, like, meanwhile, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, if we were to use that restaurant analogy, they're giving crackers to their player base, and the player base is like, yes, crackers, they're feeding us, you know? Like, we could be like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but they get like nothing for like a long time, you know? And we're getting like 3-4 characters a month, and people are going to complain that we're getting 3-4 characters a month. I can't stand that. I cannot stand that people complain that Fox Next is investing too much in this game, you know? Like, you're saying, hey devs, you guys care too much about this game. Could you please care less about this game? Like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like when people complain about that. I doubt Fox Next looks at that and is like, okay, we'll work less on the game. You guys are right. But I just imagine if those people got what they wanted and Fox Next, okay, we're not gonna release any characters next month. We'd just be sitting around for a month bored. It'd be like, no new characters, like snooze fest. And I hear there's more to it than you know, there's a reason why people don't like so many characters coming out. They're like, I don't have time to level everyone up. And that's where that whole restaurant sort of analogy comes in, you know? Just because you are not capable of leveling up every character, that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep adding new characters to the game, you know? It's one of those things where I'm like, you know, you just got to make some decisions. You got to say, hey, I know I can't get every character leveled up, so I'm just going to pick a couple characters this month. You know, for example, with these most recent characters that have come out, we sort of had the Black Order, Ironheart, Taskmaster. I did build up Taskmaster immediately because I had use for him in the mercenary team. But for example, if you look down here, I haven't built up Proxima and Corvus. Technically right now, even though I don't have the full Black Order team, I could probably build like a Proxima, Corvus, Thanos, you know, Kingpin, and some other random character on a team. That could be a pretty competent team. But you know, since I don't have the full Black Order, I just haven't built up Proxima and Corvus. And I'm excited for Ironheart. I'll be leveling her up as soon as I unlock her. And I know Yo-Yo's good. I just unlocked Yo-Yo out of her more. Nobody kill me because Yo-Yo's down here. I know she's good. I'll level her up in a little bit. Just give me a second. You know, Karnak, I've been catching up too on characters. You know, I unlocked Karnak. I didn't build him up. I don't have any humans team yet, so he's just gonna sit there until I'm ready to build him up. You know, I think it's a matter of, you know, maybe you just have to pick a couple characters to level up every month, you know? I mean, I just don't get why you wouldn't want less characters in this game. Marvel has literally hundreds of incredible, you know, they could spend, if they added 3 characters every month, they could go for 30 years adding new characters to this game, and there would still be incredible new characters to add to this game. I mean, Marvel's lore is so deep and there's so many incredible characters. I don't get why you'd want them to slow down with adding characters, because, you know, the more characters they add, the more chances that a character we want gets in. You know, the more months we go by without Man-Thing getting in, the better the chance is that Man-Thing will get in. You know, we get X-Force out of the way next month. Another month that Man-Thing might come around. You know, I just don't get the wanting less characters. I understand maybe you can't build them all up, but you know what? You know, too bad. Build up a couple of characters that you really need, and otherwise, maybe you'll just have to go into next month building up characters. You know, personally, I don't think all the time every new character that comes up is, you know, you absolutely need to build up. And even then, I know everyone has different standards of building up, but maybe you need to change your standard of building characters. You know, I build characters. I don't think Storm isn't even added because I don't use Storm because I don't have an X-Men team. But you know, like gear tier 9, level 60, 5553. Now Storm's a mutant, so I got her up to gear tier 10 because there's not a ton of mutants that I have unlocked. So I actually am I can be kind of frivolous with my X-Men, you know, gear. But still, when I have characters at that level, I'm actually very capable of leveling up every new character that's come up in the recent updates. Now you might not, as you saw on the bottom, I didn't level up the new characters, but that's because I've been leveling up other new characters because of like Namor, Rescue. I leveled those characters up. You know, there's been different characters I've been leveling up instead because I've been catching up, and I'm capable of leveling up like 10 characters a month or something like that. You know, pretty much every 3 days I can get a character ready to go with those standards. So maybe you just need to change your standards for leveling up characters. But I just can't stand it when people complain on the subreddit or anywhere that FoxNext is working too hard on this game, or they're putting too much effort, like they're releasing too much content. I mean, that is literally such a first world problem to complain about too much content for a game. I mean, I understand, you know, it's good that the subreddit complains about things because I think a lot of the times it keeps FoxNext in check. You know, they're not perfect. They do a lot of you know, kind of questionable things sometimes. They do make a lot of mistakes. But of all things to complain about, to say you're giving us too much content, I think is silly. I think that is a very silly thing to complain about. You know, if FoxNext is listening, you know, keep more characters every month. I say more. Give us more characters because there's no fear of running out of characters. You have almost an infinite amount of cool characters you could add to this game, and I just don't see why you wouldn't want more options. You know, it's even good as a new player. You know, say we have a roster of like 140 characters or something like that in this game right now. You know, a new player comes in, sees like 200, 300 characters. Like that's pretty impressive for a new player to come in and say like whoa, like look at all these different characters I could pick from. Like any character I'd want to use is in this game. You know, I think it helps new players get into the game with like people like I think it gets more and more appealing to Marvel fans and that aren't gamer fans as you go along, because they're like, oh, like I think characters like Yo-Yo are pretty appealing because you have those hardcore Marvel fans. Like Yo-Yo doesn't get added to any game, but like a hardcore Marvel fans looking at games like, this game's got Yo-Yo, that's kind of cool, I might try it out. You know, I think the more characters you add, the broader the appeal of this game. You know, right now I'd say X-Men are a little lacking. We have the core 5 or 6, but you know, I think we could add so many more. And I think as you add more X-Men, suddenly you got these X-Men fans kind of being like, hey, I kind of like the X-Men, I might try Marvel Strike Force. I mean, there are literally so many benefits to adding new characters, not to mention whales. You know, whales, the more characters they release a month, the better for FoxNext, because whales are just going to go ham and max out those characters. So FoxNext only has to gain from releasing a bunch of characters every month. And like everyone, we only have something like, it's just more options for you to use as a player. You know, like what are they going to do next month? Not release 3 characters? Like they're releasing 3 characters to complete the X-Force team. Like you want them to only release 2 of them so that we can have a 4 out of the 5 members on the X-Force team? I don't know. I understand why people complain about it. That's just such a silly thing to complain about, just with everything that could possibly be wrong in a video game. And you're like, man, you're just investing too much in this video game I play every day. I'm not a huge fan of that. But you know, with that being said, let me know what you think about this down below. I am only an 18-year-old. You know, I understand this could. I don't think it's a decisive statement to say. I think it's good that FoxNext releases a lot of content for our game every month. But you know, looking at the subreddit, it does appear to be a somewhat decisive thing to say. So you know, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say down below, and make sure to let me know what color you want me to try behind me next video to keep messing around with this, so we can figure out what color matches space. With that being said, I hope everyone has a happy and healthy day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off, everyone.